Hello, welcome to South Today. I'm Sally Taylor. The headlines tonight. Charities warn of an emotional time bomb. People struggle to cope as the pandemic puts a hold on grieving. If you've experienced what it's like to lose someone close to you, then you'll know how important it is to grieve. To be able to get together with family and friends and support each other is a fundamental part of that process. Restrictions imposed during the pandemic interrupted that, along with a limit on the number of people who could attend funerals. Well, now bereavement charities are warning of an emotional time bomb as hundreds of thousands of people experience delayed grief. Edward Salt has been talking to a mother from Dorset following the sudden death of her son.
You can just look out to sea and everything seems to float away.
For Shelley, the beach here in Weymouth is somewhere she goes to think and reflect after her son James died at the end of last year.
He was troubled, very troubled, but he was getting himself back onto a good path in life. He was a talented chef. He was very helpful towards people. He would do anything for anybody. He had demons, but he was fighting them.
James, who was 28, died in Southampton just weeks before Christmas. While Shelley was able to have her son's funeral, coronavirus and the subsequent lockdown has meant that there's not been an inquest, and Shelley's not been able to collect James's ashes either.
I went into my own lockdown before lockdown became popular. Every day is grieving because you know they're not there. It's just how you get through the different stages, because you have anger, you have laughter. If you laugh, you feel guilty because people think you should be crying. So there's no real grief pattern. If I can have the inquest when it's due, then maybe I can start to get the first stepping stone of grief in place. If it's delayed, it's going to delay my grief.
Shelley hopes that delay won't be too long, so she can begin the process to grieve for James.
He was my son. So nothing else really matters to what he was or wasn't. He was my son. He is my son.
Edward Salt, BBC South Today in Weymouth.
Well, Linda Magistris is the founder of the Good Grief Trust, a national bereavement charity which is based in Bournemouth. She spoke to me earlier and explained how the pandemic had affected the grieving process.
What it has done is shone a light on the impact of grief and loss on a massive scale. And we are seeing hundreds of thousands of people, not just those who have sadly suffered a COVID death, but under any other circumstance, really being impacted by this pandemic. And it really is catastrophic to many, many people.
Because of the coronavirus and because of the time that it's come during lockdown, are the emotions very different, or are they just more intense?
They are more intense because people haven't been able to say goodbye. You know, many people haven't been able to go into those hospitals and say goodbye. They're doing it on the telephone, which is absolutely catastrophic and so traumatic for many people. So what we've done at the Good Grief Trust, we're reaching out and ensuring that they can find the support that's right for them, that they get tailored support because they've been grieving in isolation for many months now.
And is that tailored support there, though?
Yes, it is. We have, under our umbrella, over 800 services. That's charities, support lines, helplines, under that one umbrella. So it's a click of a button. People can find the support that's right for them, and that's absolutely vital. We need to let people know that they are not alone and they can find support if they really need it.
I mean, often it just starts with a hug, doesn't it? But we haven't been able to do that. It's really sort of interrupted this whole journey of grief.
It really has, and many services have been interrupted as well. Obviously, our acute trusts have been absolutely on their knees with trying to keep people alive. So the bereavement support and the logistics of getting that information to those people at home has really been disrupted. And that's why we have our Good Grief card that we're calling for the government to offer one central signposting resource so that people can find exactly the type of support for them. And that's why we're working very closely with the Department of Health and Government.
Linda, good to talk to you. Thank you so much.